Hi, my name is Candle DeSanto, and I'm doing my YouTube project for my catering class with Patty Schock, Hospitality 405. I just wanted to talk a little bit about how to anticipate future needs in catering. I've worked with the Wilmer Conference Center for about a year now in serving banquet catering and management, and I'm just learning that there's always going to be last minute requests, and that's just something we have to learn how to deal with. And so being able to prepare for some of those requests that are often made at the last minute and just leaving some wiggle room to begin with, it's going to be a lot easier to make those things happen for the guests. This summer I had to do a lot of those, make a lot of those decisions just based off of instinct and the few questions I was able to ask my banquet manager. But now that I'm able to connect some of those instances with the projects in the textbook that we're going through in this class, I'm understanding more guidelines and numbers to follow when making those decisions. So one of the things that came to mind is adding tables and porta bars and taking things away at the last minute when guests decide that they want their layout to change. And through doing the room layout project, I was able to see how I can make a map of a room with the correct number of tables and other accessories that need to be in there, but also leaving a little room for change if need be. I read a lot of maps this summer when setting up ballrooms for weddings and functions, and now that I understand the space that we have to work with there and some of the guidelines that we learned going through the textbooks, I can now understand how to maximize the space that we have. Another thing is learning how to schedule the number of servers that we need. At the conference center I work at, we usually do one server for every 30 people, which closely aligns with the 1 to 32 that was listed in the book. But because our conference center is smaller, we don't have all the other positions that are listed in the book. It's just banquet servers, banquet captain, banquet manager, and bartenders for staff for the most part. So we may be a little understaffed in comparison to what the book described, but we're able to make it work. So in American style service, we usually do 1 to 30, and with a buffet, a lot of times we'll do closer to 1 to 40 or 1 to 50, which seems a little understaffed, but again, we kind of just make it work with the banquet captain coming in and help switching out pans in the buffet line or help clearing plates. But just having those numbers in mind, it makes it easier for me to schedule if need be. One last thing is conducting weddings. That's something that can be really difficult because our conference center does the room setup and the food catering and servers. Things like cakes, DJs, decorators, we don't do any of that. So that's up to the guest or the customer to decide who they want to make the cake and deliver it, who they want their DJ to be, who they want to decorate. And that makes it a little difficult for us because if they haven't been to our conference center before, they don't know our policies and procedures. So it's very important for us to get their contact information early and make sure that we send out a contract or send out guidelines that they're going to need to follow to be able to do business in our conference center, and to make sure that we have an understanding of when they're going to be there, when they're delivering things, if they need to drop stuff off the day before, so that we're not having to try and contact the family the day of their wedding to get these details worked out. It's really our responsibility to make sure that those things go smoothly so that we don't interrupt their day at all. So these are just a few things that I've learned through working at the conference center and also through this class. I hope you enjoyed.